Yeah. What's up with y'all boys and girls, man? Hey, it's Jay Briggs here continuing to cook up and break down some of this NBA action. Welcome back to Jay's NBA Jam Session, the best NBA betting podcast on the planet, man. Money making Monday, new week, new goals, new opportunities, man. And I'm just here to let you, ladies and gentlemen, know my thoughts, opinions, and how I see tonight's action playing out. Last night, we did cash our NBA Jam Session play of the night. I had the San Antonio Spurs laying the 8.5. I had the 8.5 before Wemby got listed out, but I had no problem laying the points in that one. Even without him, I thought it was a really good spot for De'Aaron Fox. And I said that on yesterday's show. Following the disappointing outcome against the Warriors in that one, going up against his old team, I thought he would come out and have a much better game. And then Wemby being out actually kind of played into our favor. It allowed Fox to have that main character syndrome that he desperately wants. And he had a good game and propelled the Spurs to a double-digit win and cover. So I guess he's off the shit list. Shout out De'Aaron Fox, man. Cash for us last night. Shout out to Spurs. We went 2-2 officially on the premium side last night. I had the Utah Jazz as my home team hammer. What a game that was. They won in overtime over the Chicago Bulls. We'll talk about the Bulls here momentarily as they're back in action tonight. My two losses last night were the Houston Rockets. I thought they would beat up on Orlando. Orlando fought them hard, man. That game went to overtime. That was a fun game to watch as well. It was on the wrong side, ATS, though. And I had a bad play, though. My bad play yesterday was I had the Wizards outright money line. I was reaching. Bad team bowl. I had no business even getting active in that one. I thought the Wizards would win. So I guess I got to move the Wizards to 30 in my power rankings, and I got to move the Nets to 29. That's nasty. But it is what it was. Be what it be. So 2-2 yesterday. Losers of some slight juice because I had Wizards money line. But it was still a profitable day money-wise because the NBA Jam Session plays the play I have the most money on a night-to-night basis, and we cashed that one last night. So that was yesterday. Last week was a solid week. It's in the past, though. New week, new goals, new opportunities. We start fresh in this week, and we're looking to do what we do, which is kick the crap out of the books, betting hoops. We got a solid card tonight, man, and I'm just here to let you guys know my thoughts, opinions, and how I see it playing out. All I ask is that you smash that like button for me. You subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And as I always say, man, if you're rocking with me, rock with me. I'm active on Instagram and Twitter all day long. There's a link for both in the description below. And, of course, I have premium plays over at the site. Money making Monday. Let's do it. Let's do it. And without further ado, let's hop right into tonight's NBA action. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's get her done. First game on the board. We got the Milwaukee Bucks out on the road facing the Cleveland Cavaliers. Cavs 6.5-point home favorites in this one. Total 235.5. First, let's talk injury report. Keep an eye on it. I just want to make sure Giannis plays in this game. He is on this injury report as game time decision. At the time of recording this video, I do see him as probable. So I'm just letting you know, keep an eye out on it. On the other side, Darius Garland is out for Cleveland. I'm going to take Milwaukee here plus the points. I think Milwaukee has a legitimate chance to win this game outright. I know Cleveland won the first meeting between these two, 118-113 in Cleveland. Cleveland has been super disappointing to me, though, recently. They're not the same team from last year, and I don't think the gap between these two teams is this significant. So there's no rest advantage. There's no nothing like that. The books are just saying they think Cleveland is multiple possessions better than the Bucks, and I disagree. Is Cleveland the better collective team? Yes, they are. But I think the gap between Giannis Antetokounmpo and Donovan Mitchell, the two best players on the floor, is so significant that the Bucks are and should be able to overcome that tonight. I think it's going to be a competitive game. I think Milwaukee has a legitimate chance to win it. I want the points in my back pocket, and I wouldn't be mad at anybody taking an outright shot on 2-1 on your money with Milwaukee, thinking that they have a legitimate chance to win it outright. So that's my thoughts here on our first game of the night. Keep it rolling. Next game up, we got the Indiana Pacers. They're out on the road facing the Detroit Pistons. Pistons are double-digit home favorites, laying 10.5. First things first, let's talk injury report in this one as well for Indiana. Aaron Nesmith is out. Benedict Mathurin is game time decision. He's questionable. He could play in this one. Johnny Furphy is out. Quentin Jackson is out. So that's the injury report for Indiana. For Detroit, Asar Thompson could be back tonight. Jalen Duren's game time decision. Kate Cunningham's game time decision, and Jaden Ivey is out. So just keep an eye on the injury report as this day progresses. In this one, I'm really not sure what happens injury-wise for both teams. Looking at who both teams have been thus far this season, I definitely understand why this line looks like it looks. Detroit has been the much better basketball team thus far this season. A part of me wants to grab the points with Indiana here. I'm not going to do it. It's catching a falling knife, and I tell y'all I hate doing that. So this is kind of a game I'm not in love with. I don't have to be in love with every single game, every single day, man. And this is just one of those, especially with the injury report looking the way it looks. If I was forced to play it, I would be trying to play the number with Indiana here in this one. I think they're going to be better soon as they start to get healthier. This is still the yesers, man. You know what I mean? Still our guys that went to the NBA Finals last year. Like they're still in there, you know? And I'm starting to think Detroit's becoming a little overrated, a little overvalued. They're good. They're the number one team in the East record-wise for good reason. Shout out to the Pistons. And it wouldn't shock me whatsoever if they flooded Indiana in this basketball game. I just don't like the way the injury report's stacking up right now. Forced to play it, I would lean towards Indiana. But one of my least favorite games on the card tonight. We keep it rolling. We got the Los Angeles Clippers out on the road facing the Philadelphia 76ers. Sixers are 5.5-point home favorites. The Clippers are on a back end of a back-to-back with travel. We saw them play yesterday in Boston. That was a good game. Came right down to it. The Clippers almost sent it to overtime. That was a good little play they drew up. The full court heave into the tip, into the pass to James Harden, who got a good look. It almost went in, sent us into OT. It did not, though. Keep an eye on the injury report tonight. It looks like Kawhi Leonard could be playing in this one. I'm not really sure. You know, you never really know what's up with him. Derrick Jones Jr.'s game time decision as well. On the other side for Philadelphia, I see Paul George game time decision. Paul George could be in the lineup tonight. Kelly Oubre's out. Joel Embiid is out. Looking at the spot, this is a Philadelphia style spot. Bounce back game at home that also happens. Bounce back game at home. Bounce back game at home, fading a team that's on the back end of a back-to-back with travel. Philadelphia has the rest advantage in this one. I just think it's a good spot for the Sixers. You feel me? So we'll see what happens. Keep an eye on the injury report. If Kawhi plays, I don't love it at all. But even if he does play and the line drops, which I think it will, I think Philadelphia is a good look in this game. I don't trust the Clippers out on the road. They shitted the bed at home where we love them and trust them. You know, this is a team that covered in over 65% of their home games last year. They looked lost at home during that homestand. Now I don't want to trust them here on the road. I know they got a cover yesterday in Boston. Boston kind of left their foot off the gas there in the end. But on the back end of a back-to-back with travel, Philadelphia with the rest advantage, I believe we see them as multiple bucket favorites in this game for good reason. That's all I'm saying. Give me the Sixers. I'll lay it. We'll see what happens. We'll keep it rolling. We got the New York Knicks out on the road facing the Miami Heat. Heat 1.5-point home favorites in this one. Again, let's look at the injury report. Y'all know what time it is in the NBA, man. We always got to look at the injury report. For the Knicks, Jalen Brunson is still out. Miles McBride is game time decision. OG Anunoby is still out. For Miami, Bam Adebayo is still out. Tyler Hero is still out. Even with the Knicks having the injuries they have, I don't know if they should be dogs in this game. I don't know. I'm tempted New York because even despite their injuries, I think they're the better team. I think Bam Adebayo out for Miami is still a pretty big blow. It's going to be a fun game, back and forth style game. Fading Miami is not fun. Miami's playing a different style of basketball, a basketball we haven't seen them play in years past. This team is pushing the pace, and Norman Powell has been balling. I'm going to take New York here, though. I'm going to take New York, and I like an over in this game. I just think the Knicks are the better team. That's it. That's all. I just think the Knicks are the better team, and I'm taking the better team. So it won't be often where you get a point and a half in your back pocket with New York. New York is slated to be the best team in the East this year, and as much of a New York Knicks hater as I am, I low-key agree with it. So I know they're missing Brunson. I know they're missing Anunoby, but listening to Coach Mike Brown talk about how they're playing through Cat and how Cat is taking that next step. I actually like what I'm seeing. I do. And I think at first I didn't really like the head coaching change for New York, Tibbs to Mike Brown, but now I'm actually starting to like it. And I think this is a good spot for New York to go and get them a much needed road win. So I'm just taking the better team as a dog. Give me the Knicks plus the points or straight up money line here in this one. Keep it rolling. We got the Charlotte Hornets out on the road facing the Toronto Raptors. Raptors 8.5-point home favorites. Again, let's talk about the injury report. Brandon Miller still out, although he will be back here soon. Grant Williams, Josh Green out for Charlotte. For Toronto, they're fairly healthy coming into this one. The Charlotte Hornets, man, this team has been dealing with injuries. Looks like LaMelo Ball will be back in the lineup tonight, which is a really good sign for them. He's missed a good amount of games, so has Brandon Miller. I'm on record saying when LaMelo and Brandon Miller are on the floor together, I think this team can make the playoffs this year. Like, they're that good offensively, but without them, a lot of time I'm cool on the Hornets. The Raptors are balling right now. They're playing a really good brand of basketball. They're coming off a significant road trip where they won 4 of their 5. They beat Atlanta, beat Brooklyn, beat Cleveland, beat Indiana. Now they come back home where they're a different team, monster and animal, where we like them, where they have an entire country behind them. I understand why the Raptors are this sizable of a home favorite. I'm going to lean towards Toronto laying the points in this one. I'm not rushing to bet this game, but I do believe it's the right play. We will be back on Charlotte soon. I think Charlotte. I like Charlotte on Wednesday against Indiana, and then I like Charlotte low-key on Saturday at home against the Clippers. So I will be back on Charlotte here soon. I just don't like the spot for them at Toronto. Toronto's a tough place to go and play, man. And the Raptors are playing a really good brand of basketball right now. They've won 7 of their last 10. And a lot of that was on the road. Now they're returning home here to play a team they are head and shoulders better than. Give me the Raptors. Laying the points here in this one. Keep rolling. We got the Dallas Mavericks out on the road facing the Minnesota Timberwolves. Timberwolves 14.5-point home favorites. Keep it on the injury report. Dallas. Anthony Davis is still out. He's out indefinitely. They keep saying doubtful game time decision. I'm here in the city, bro. He's out indefinitely. They're looking to trade his ass. The Mavericks went from a NBA Finals contender in the NBA Finals to a tanking, not tanking, but a rebuild. That's what I'm trying to say. A rebuilding team. That's what the Mavericks went to in a span of a year and a half due to their own negligence. So Anthony Davis, you won't see him for a while. He's out indefinitely. I don't care what reports you see from the fake news media outlets out there. He's not playing. Mavericks are on the back end of a back-to-back with travel. We saw them get a nice win yesterday. I'll give them credit. Good win. Good win. Overtime win over the Portland Trail Blazers. That's a team that needed one of those. Now they head on the road, though, on a back end of a back-to-back with travel, coming off a significant homestand that they didn't play all that well during, playing a Minnesota team coming off an L that they feel like they should have won. Minnesota has the rest advantage. Minnesota's been balling overall. I hate to say this. Give me the Dallas Mavericks plus the points in this one. I know they're on the do not bet list. I likely will not bet this game, but Minnesota's the house of disappointment. And whenever you believe that it's a really good spot to take them like it is tonight, and you think they should come out here and take somebody behind the woodshed, they almost never do it. The OGs tell you, bro, there's a reason that we call them the house of disappointment. This is a really good spot for them to win this game by 20 plus. And they're going to win this game by 6 points. It's going to be a sweat for no damn reason. It's just who the Timberwolves are. And then in a non-favorable spot, they're going to come out and woodshed somebody. It's just how the Timberwolves have been over the past couple seasons. So don't love it. Probably won't bet it. I know I have weird alternate reasonings in games, and this is one of those. I'm fading one of my spots, fading a team on the back end of a back-to-back with travel that's on the do not bet list, a team that's not good. I get it. I'm supposed to be on Minnesota here, but Minnesota over the years has given me every reason not to want to lay the points with them in this spot. That's all I'm saying. I've been on this spot in plenty of times with Minnesota, and they lay an egg. And there's a reason they're called the House of Disappointment. I will not be staying there tonight. Lean towards Dallas, plus the points. We'll see what happens, man. We keep it rolling. We got our favorite money-making team, the defending champs, the Oklahoma City Thunder Buddies, out on the road facing the New Orleans Pelicans. Oklahoma City is laying 17.5 on New Orleans. Total 224.5, man. God damn. 17.5 on the road. So if we were in Oklahoma City, what would this be? 20? A full dub? 21? God damn. And you already know the words that's going to come out of my mouth. Thunder Buddies for life. I'm laying it, man. I trust this team damn near with our life. There's a reason they're our favorite money-making team. The gap between these two teams is this significant. You got a team that cares about every single game they play going up against a team that 3 weeks into the season is already looking at 2026. They've already waved the white flag. They're done, cooked, finito. I'm not betting the Pelicans in this one. The scary thing about this game is, the Shai Gilgeous-Alexander not playing the fourth quarter thing. So the Thunder, they've been having huge leads, and then they play a lot of their reserves, a lot of the role players in the fourth quarter. And we got bit by that last game. They had a 20-point lead over Charlotte. The reserves came in the game. They won the game by, 13? They had a 20-point lead. They won by 13. They were laying, 15? So, the books have kind of caught on to us. We will not bang them over the head with Oklahoma City like we have over the past couple of years, bro. The Thunder have made me so much money. It's hard for me not to take them, though. And this is just one of those games where I look at the rosters, I look at the production, I look at ATS numbers, everything I look at says lay it here with Oklahoma City. So guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to lay it here with Oklahoma City. 17.5 on the road. I'm asking for it. But if there was a team that I trust to do it, it's the Thunder. And it wouldn't shock me if they win this game by 40 plus. Seriously. Give me Oklahoma City. I'm laying it here in this one. Last and final game of the night. We got your Chicago Bulls out on the road facing the Denver Chicken Nuggets. Nuggets are 14.5-point home favorites in this one. Total 239.5. Chicago's on a back end of a back-to-back with travel following an overtime game, heading up into the elevation, heading to Denver in that late window. Oh, my goodness. This is probably going to be a massacre. I'm laying it here with the Denver Nuggets. The Denver Chicken Nuggets go stupid, dummy crazy at home, at the crib. I would have, man, it's a terrible spot for Chicago. This team has been trash on the road all season long. At home, you can trust them. At home, they had the really good start. Everybody was, oh my God, the Bulls #1 seed. Oh my God, look at the Bulls. Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. The whole time I was like, bro, it's 2 weeks into the season. Pump the brakes. Wait till they go on the road, play real competition. And that start at home, they weren't playing great competition. This is the team that's lost 4 of its last 6. They've only won 4 of their last 10. The Nuggets are balling. They've won 9 of their last 10. It's a bad spot for Chicago. It's their 5th road game, last 6 games on a back end of a back-to-back with travel following an overtime game, leaving Utah 1 elevation, heading to Denver another elevation. It's just a terrible, terrible, terrible spot for the Chicago Bulls. I think the Denver Nuggets take them behind the shed. So no reason to overcomplicate this one. Keep an eye on the injury report. I do see Nikola Jokic on this injury report. If he plays or not, I ain't going to lie to you. I'll have no problem laying it. If you want to wait to see if he gets listed out, I understand that the line will drop if he doesn't play, but this is not the I trust Nikola Jokic in Denver type of thing. This is a I trust the Denver Nuggets in Denver type of thing. So even without him, I would have no problem laying the points in this one. And if he doesn't play, I would look at some Aaron Gordon props. Seriously. So Denver, here in our last and final game of the night. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's it. That's all. That concludes another episode of Jay's NBA Jam Session. I appreciate each and every one of you that continue to tune in, watch this show, and watch these episodes. All I ask is that you smash that like button for me. You subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And as I always say, man, if you're rocking with me, rock with me. I'm active on Instagram and Twitter all day long. There's a link for both in the description below. And of course, I have premium plays over at the site. Last night, we did cash our NBA Jam Session play of the night with the San Antonio Spurs. No Wemby, no problem. They still beat up on Sacramento. De'Aaron Fox had the bounce back game I talked about yesterday against his former team. So good bounce back spot for us yesterday. I did go 2-2, losing some slight juice yesterday because I had the Wizards money line. Trash ass. Ooh, they pissed me off yesterday. But we did cash with the Jazz, and we lost with the Rockets. So that was my day yesterday, 2-2. Came out slightly ahead profit-wise because the most money I have on the daily is on my NBA Jam session play. But in terms of like just games picking wise, 2-2, lost some slight juice. So that was my day yesterday. But new week, new goals, new opportunities. Solid card today, man. I just broke it down, let you guys know my thoughts, opinions, and how I see today's action playing out. I appreciate y'all more than y'all know, man. Smash the like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. The boys on tonight. We them boys. Man. Put the money line in your parlays tonight, man. See y'all tomorrow. It's been your guy, man. I'm out of here. Peace.